Thank you. We're going to move on to the question component. There will be 2 minutes for each question. We're going to start with Sharon for the first answer for the first question and rotate who answers first for each subsequent question. So the first question is public transportation. The next state rep for this district will face continued challenges on how the Commonwealth invests in public transit, and in particular the Green Line extension to Medford and Somerville. Do you support the extension of the Green Line? Do you support the extension of the Green Line? And if so, do you support it being extended all the way to Route 16? And what are your thoughts on adequately funding the MBTA and the expansion? Starting with Sharon, 2 minutes.
Yes, I certainly do support the extension of the Green Line all the way to Route 16. And this is not selfish because I live in that hillside neighborhood, but it will provide thousands of people within a 10-minute walk of Route 16 station access to public transportation. It is convenient to existing bus lines. There will be, there are planned multi-purpose paths that can bring pedestrians and walkers pedestrians and bikers into the station. It will also serve two environmental justice communities, one in Medford, one in Somerville. At this point, as most of us know in this room, spending for extension of the Green Line has only been approved to College Ave, and we need to keep advocating and pushing for that funding and to bring it all the way to Route 16. So the rest of the question was how to put the MBTA on a stable footing. Well, obviously, we have to do something about the debt and the. I've heard two things about the big dig, the supposed big dig debt. It seems to me that these expansions were directly a cause of mitigating for the big dig, and even though it was expansions of the public transportation system, the state has some responsibilities to help retire that debt and take it out of the MBTA's bucket.
Can you repeat the question? The next state rep will face a continued challenge on how the Commonwealth invests in public transit, and in particular the Green Line extension to Medford and Somerville. Do you support the extension of the Green Line? And if so, do you support it being extended all the way to Route 16? And what are your thoughts on adequately funding the MBTA and the expansion? 2 minutes.
I think the Green Line to Route 16 is probably the most critical issue facing this district. It will take the rep who is elected, it will be one of the major things that they're going to have to advocate for at the state level. And I have experience of understanding how the various transportation processes and kind of the arcane system that you actually get a project funded, how that works at the state level to follow it through. Because that is still necessary to make sure that the project goes all the way to Route 16, which has many effects. Sharon talked about there's numerous economic impacts, health impacts in this region, and it's going to be a huge boon to this region. On the other side of that, we have to be careful about displacement and how we're thinking about equity in this area. And I'm a strong supporter of the Green Line, but we have to think about the ramifications of all of that. As far as the MBTA is saddled with debt. There have been some changes that the legislature has made recently to try to mitigate that. There is much more to do, and I would be a strong proponent of continuing to make sure that we fund public transportation, and make sure that the Green Line is built.
We need to fund public education.
That was good.
I'm glad our candidates are getting along.